Now that I've read through the whole poem, I'm going to analyze the poem stanza by stanza. Hog butcher for the world, tool maker, stacker of wheat, player with railroads and the nation's freight handler, stormy, husky, brawling, city of the big shoulders. The narrator compares Chicago to a hard-working young man who earns his living through hard labor. He describes it as if the city were a young man. There's an obvious sense of pride for his city. They tell me you're wicked and I believe them, for I've seen your painted women under the gas lamps luring the farm boys. He's talking about the prostitutes that stand on the corners at night, luring away the hard-working young men mentioned previously, away from their work and duties. These women act as sirens. Then they tell me you are crooked, and I answer, yes, it is true. I have seen the gunman kill and go free to kill again. The city is corrupt, the court system in this particular instance. This stanza is pretty self-explanatory. He's seen people guilty of crimes go unpunished, free to roam the streets and commit more crimes. And they tell me you are brutal, and my reply is, on the faces of women and children, I have seen the marks of wanton hunger. Chicago is a hard place to live, and people often go hungry if they can't work hard enough or if they just can't make it. The city is indifferent and unforgiving. It doesn't care if people are going hungry. Life goes on. And having answered, so I turn once more to those who sneer in my city, and I give them back the sneer and say back to them, come and show me another city with lifted head singing, so proud to be alive and coarse and strong and cunning. Flinging magnetic curses amid the toil of piling job on job, here is a tall, bold slugger set vivid against the little soft cities. No other city is any better than mine, and there all cities are corrupt and brutal, but Chicago is still strong and proud. He stands out against the small, weak surrounding cities. Fierce as a dog with tongue lapping for action, coming as a savage pitted against the wilderness. He compares the views of Chicago citizens to an excited dog on a savage in the wild. They see the city as full of opportunity, unknown elements, and reward. The people are eager to tackle the city and all it has to offer. Bareheaded, shoveling, wrecking, planning, building, breaking, rebuilding. This shows Chicago is a city of constant change and improvement. It's constantly knocking down and rebuilding, refusing to settle. This gives the city a sense of everlasting youth. Under the smoke, dust all over his mouth, laughing with white teeth. Under the terrible burden of destiny, laughing as a young man laughs. Laughing even as an ignorant fighter laughs who has never lost a battle. Bragging and laughing that under his wrist is the pulse, and under his ribs the heart of the people, laughing. He describes the people as arrogant and prideful, laughing without knowing defeat. However, without the people, Chicago would not exist. They are what makes Chicago as it is, and are vital to the city's identity. Laughing the stormy, husky, brawling laughter of youth, half-naked, sweating, proud to be hog butcher, tool maker, stacker of wheat, player with railroads and freight train handler to the nation. This stanza is almost identical to the first one. It shows that the people are proud rather than ashamed of their city, just like the narrator is. And it also shows that it's the normal people that make up Chicago, not just the big businessmen. And some of the rhetorical devices used are personification, and as we see throughout the story, he describes the city as a young man. Another one he uses is reiteration, and in stanzas 9 through 12, he uses the word laughing and laugh in every stanza, giving emphasis to the arrogance of the people. The tone of this poem is strong and decisive. The narrator uses short, choppy sentences, and it puts emphasis that people that come from Chicago are not graceful people. They weren't raised to be graceful, they were raised to be strong and husky. The atmosphere of this poem is proud. There's an obvious sense of pride, and we can see through the way the narrator writes about his city and the words he uses to describe it. He makes sure to point out that it's the things that people look down on that make Chicago the great city that it is, and he uses these faults to illuminate the city's strength. The meaning of this poem is that no city is perfect, and there's no reason to feel ashamed for these faults, and it's unfair to single out any one city in this manner for having the same imperfections shared by every other city. The mood set for the audience is happy and accepting. The narrator is actively trying to convey the pride and love that he feels for his city.